This innovation, we try to avoid food waste on the farm. I'm Elizabeth Cortez, founder and CEO of CREIDB. I'm a chemical engineer and I had a doctorate. I am a scientist. In Mexico, 30% of the food production is wasted on the farm. We decided to mix our technology knowledge and our Mexican cuisine to address this problem. We produce several products, especially formulated to improve the consumer's diet, to reduce the consumption of sugar, fat, and sodium. We have developed bee honey with different flavors, seasoned sea salt, snacks with dehydrated fruits and vegetables. We are a sustainable company with sustainable and...
Now, this is great. Good evening to you all. This is going on my 5th video for today. I want to try to make this a good video as far as like the timestamp. This is a topic that I really love, that I really enjoy, that I want to continue to harp on. You see the green, you see the what the earth yields and what the earth produces. I think it's beautiful. Like, this is what mental health really is. Being able to bee harvest. That many bee harvest centers in like Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, especially Florida, Cuba, St. Dominica, Haiti, any place that we can go to and be free from society disnorms. This is what we need. I was just saying to someone, like, we should plant Africa moringa trees everywhere. Okay, instead of like going to the store and asking someone to be have an entrepreneur spirit to sell herbs to us. No, we should be able to plant. It's not that hard to get some fertile soil and a seed and to just water it. That's not hard at all. You can do most of your harvest during the late summer, and do most of your planting during the late fall, during the right seasons. This is very important. Now, let me just go over here. This is the Economic and Social Council. Economic and Social Council. Resolution adopted by the Economic and Social Council on 20th April 2027. Okay, well, 2017. 2017 for resolution, United Nations Strategic Plan for Forests 2017 through 2030, and the quadrennial Program of Work of the United Nations Forum on Forests for the period of 2017 through 2020. Approves, also approves, recommends. Now, it says right here, I'm coming up on it. Forests provide essential ecosystem services such as timber, food, fuel. You hear that? Fuel, fodder, even fodder. Non-wood products and shelter, as well as contribute to soil and water and conservation and clean air. Forests prevent land degradation and desertification, and reduce the risk of floods, landslides, avalanches, droughts, death storms, sandstorms, and other natural disasters. Forests are home to an estimated 80% of all terrestrial species. Forests contribute substantially to climate change mitigation and adaptation, and to the conservation of biodiversity. Now, with that wonder of a world, you can see where we get Livingstone plants from, baseball plants from, Queen Victoria agave plants from, Liberia plants from, century plants from, resurrection plants. We have all these species of plants that come from the biodiversity of the ecosystem. Look at how beautiful the world would be if we were to able to just achieve this greatness, as far as like being strict in our sense that we want to achieve global dominance as far as fostering non-wood products, shelter, food, fuel, timber through the ecosystem of the forests and fodder. We can actually do that. It's not that difficult at all. The main thing that we have to recognize is that everyone has to be on board. We can't have people walking into our shelters where we're trying to foster and grow a different species of a plant, and they're destroying the crop. Okay, this is what used to happen in the South during the antebellum slavery. When people would pick cotton and stuff like that, if someone came through and destroyed the crop, a lot of money would have been lost. And what would happen? Slaves would get beat. Slaves would get maimed. Slaves would get lynched. They'll get blamed for the misproduction of the products. All right. So climate change is something that we really need to look at as far as contributing to the forests. If we can just plant one species of a tree a day in all climates, there's no sense of someone saying that there's a population that's straddled with laziness. We can actually do this. So let me read this right here. Forests are also at risk for illegal or unsustainable logging, unmanaged fires, pollution, dust storms, sandstorms, and windstorms, disease, pests, invasive alien species, fragmentation, and the impact of the climate change, including severe weather events, all of which threaten the health of forests and their ability to function as productive and resilient ecosystems. Now, I was just saying this the other day that the reason that we have man-made desert storms and stuff like that, because there shouldn't be any storms if there is no cars on the road that's running on electricity, clean fuel. Now, the sense that we have chemtrails in the sky, because you know that heat rises to the top. When you study have a petroleum gas that's being that's being turned from plastic to a liquid gas that's being fostered into the universe, into the skies, into the ecosystem, into the global system. This is what we got chemtrails in the sky for, because it's pollution rising to the top. All right. And we know we're in a bubble, so if it can't get out into if it can't get out into, what can I call it? If it can't get out into the universe and impact other planets, where's it going to do? It's going to destroy the planet that we're on. So luckily, you can read the skies and read the star systems and tell where we're at as far as pollution. All right, so let me just go back over here and see what they're saying.
Here in Yucatan, I have the support to develop the company, to develop the technology too. And I have the inspiration of the Mayan culture because they use the solar energy. You can see the sun is very important in the city. And the Mayan culture is part of the flavors in our food products. We buy the sea salt from small producers here in Yucatan. With our process, we obtain several flavors related to the dishes typical here in Yucatan. All the 4 flavors have habanero chili, typical spice and fruit here in Yucatan, and we have several spices and condiments related to traditional cuisine. We here have natural bee honey. We combine fruits and vegetables dehydrated. We produce flavor for each honey. SheTrades has supported us in several parts of the process. We receive the support to update the brand, to update the products, and also to consider to export our products.
Now, imagine living in a place like Ecuador, Bolivia, Peru, living in a place like Brazil, Argentina, all these places in South America, Kennington, Canada, Mexico. We live in these places and they have all this foster and all this natural resource to get a production where it says right here, 9.6 billion by 2050. How can they achieve a quo when it's not that hard to do? Like, we have the resources to do this. We have the hands, we have the smarts. How can we do this? Now, living in a place like that where you have all that production, you have insects of all species, and that's another thing. Like, besides the plants, I know a lot of people say malaria is the malaria outbreak. There's a problem with that, but like, look at mosquitoes. Mosquitoes help. You can a mosquito can bite you, take your blood sample, and you smash the blood. You smash the mosquito, and or the mosquito is caught and is tested. Here, you can use this bio research as this biodiversity right there, a mosquito and a human. You can use that to see where's your health at right now. Like, are you going to be alive? Is the human population going to be alive in the next 50 years, the next 100 decades? This science and research is very, very crucial. I couldn't say it enough. So let's just go on to see what this says. Forests are also at, I think I read this. Let's see. Let's see what else I can find. So while I'm just scrolling down, just look at this stuff. Just look at it and just read it for yourself. All right. Global forest goals and targets. At the heart of the strategic plan are 6 global forest goals and 26 associated targets to be achieved by 2030. So 2030 is just right around the corner. What, maybe 6 more years? Okay. If we can tear down buildings where they're not needed, brick and mortars, all right, vented homes, if we can tear down shanties and just live naked on the earth. And there's a juice called Naked, by the way. It's a fruit smoothie. It's marketed in grocery stores. So if you listen to that and use that as a prediction, who's going to be wearing clothes in the next 30 years in some of these countries? A lot of people are going back to living off the earth. Avatar was a real thing now. And by the way, I need to buy that. I don't need to rent it. I rented it. I need to buy it so I can have that in my tool collection. And the thing is, it's like they made Avatar into like Roswell, where he was an alien being tested. But only in this case, the Avatar people are the people known as the North Sentinelese, the people who are habitant away from humans, other humans and other nations. They live amongst themselves and they're not bothered by anyone. All right. So it says right here, the global forest goals and targets encompass a wide variety of thematic areas in regard to which voluntary actions, contributions, and cooperations are needed to advance their achievement. These thematic areas reflect and encompass the 44 policies, measures, and actions set out in the United Nations Forest Instrument. A non-exhaustive list of indicative thematic areas for action is contained in the appendix to the present document. Indicative thematic areas may correspond to more than one goal. So they're saying this is a lax environment. This is a skill that's very crucial and needed, and it's not taxing. It's very lax. So if you have the pleasure of tearing down stuff, putting it in a recycle can, reusing it, making it help you as far as like starting another forest. Okay, like I can take a bunch of buildings down, recycle that equipment, and use it to help the forest grow, instead of just sitting there being a hazard to someone walking by. Science and technology and research awards us to do those type of things. All right, extreme poverty for all forest dependent people is eradicated. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about. The North Sentinelese should not be at the hex of an Indian police officer coming over there because he got a mandate to do something that he's not doing. Instead, he's over there prostituting the North Sentinelese women and giving them alcohol. We can't have that. We cannot have that. It says right here, extreme poverty for all forest-dependent people is eradicated. All right. So you may have lost some skills over the ages, being that you are people who still have your culture and your language. You can relearn those back. You don't have to be under the rule of a thumb of a police officer in a uniform who clocks in from 9 to 5. That's not needed. That's not needed.
Now we are preparing all the material to participate in other fairs in the world. We are ready to export and we are obtaining the certifications to the new markets. We would like to enter to the European market and also the Arabic market. We are scientists, we are businesswomen, we are leaders too. We'll be very happy if we can inspire other women to start a company, to make a movement in a positive way, to have a change in the world.
So right there, she just says she's for tourism in her country where she can help people desire to get the results that she's gotten from her independent research and education, as she's an educator and a fosterer of UN sustainable goals. She's for helping people. She has her own AmeriCorps. Okay? Now I'm just thinking, like, you could plant a plastic plant, right? And you can get the results of a plant. Like, say, for instance, you can get a poppy plant and use the poppy seeds for a variety of things. You can use the poppy seeds for fuel. You can use it for food. You can use it for decoration. You can use it for decor. You can also plant a plant that yields wax, a healthy wax, an organic wax. You can do a pink quill, a red hot poker plant, a sweet pea plant. There's a variety of type of plants that you can plant that can yield production and results for any industry that you go into. This is what we need to get back to. Start buying heirloom seeds and start planting them in fertile soil. This is something that we can do. So let's read up on this last bit right here and I'll close it down. We can go out with a bang. The proportion of forest products from sustainably managed forests is significantly increased. The area of forests worldwide designated as protected areas or conserved through other effective area-based conservation measures is significantly increased. So now if you are one who is a 20-year-old, 19-year-old, 18-year-old who just getting out the military, look, you have benefits, right? You can go to any land base. You can go to any, besides discounts, you can go to any park range forest where it's cut off to the public and you can have free access just because you're a veteran. Use those benefits. This is why I always tell people when you leave high school, enter into the military. They shouldn't have to draft you. All right? This is for people who want to do something with their lives and who don't want to sit on there behind all their lives. Now it says right here, forest-related financing from all sources at all levels, including public, national, bilateral, multilateral, and triangular, private philanthropic financing is significantly increased. So everybody's getting involved. So they're already saying this is going to be planned out. Now this is quantum and physics right here, forestry. They already see it coming around the corner. This is the fourth goal. It's global force. So let's go down to the bottom. Forest-related programs across member organizations of the Collaborative Partnership on Forests are coherent and complementary, and together encompass the multiple contributions of forests and the forest sector to the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. All right, so they're talking about getting behind a union and starting a country or a military that supports forestry. Why is the North Sentinelese going through what they're going through, and why is the Jawa people going through what they're going through? It doesn't make any sense, does it? It doesn't. They shouldn't have poachers on their land taking their pigs or taking their deer. They shouldn't have that problem. So let me back out right here, and we're going to close it down.
En Chile vivimos alrededor de 2 a 3 millones de mapuche. Una característica especial es la lengua, una lengua viva, una lengua que a pesar de la colonización, la invasión y la homogenización del Estado, ha sabido resistir, ha sabido sobrevivir y reivindicarse con el tiempo.
There's a lot of things that I love about being Chamorro. One of them is the fact that we occupy multiple islands. I think that has allowed our culture to develop in ways where we live very intimately with both the land and the sea.
Долганы — это арктический народ, который проживает на севере Сибири, России. Мы оленеводы, также занимаемся рыболовством, охотой, собирательством. Всего долган около 8 тысяч во всем мире, но говорящих на долганском языке всего около 800, и поэтому я занимаюсь продвижением и поддержанием моего народа и моего языка.
En el norte de Chile se encuentran las grandes mineras de litio, cobre.
So now this is in Chile, and she's saying that she doesn't want her land to be stolen from her. She wants to keep her rights to her land. She wants to keep her language. She wants to keep her culture. She doesn't want to leave. She wants her ecosystem to thrive. She wants it to be healthier. This is what the fight is for, keeping your language and keeping your culture. What's better than that? Now, when we all speak the same language of peace and love, learning Amharic, learning Arabic, learning African, learning Dutch, learning Bantu, learning Hebrew, learning Mandarin, it shouldn't be a problem then. We can all learn these languages together. So remember, the language, the true language on the earth, no matter which direction the calligraphy goes, is love. Okay, so peace out, peace and love. Walam Salaikum. May progress be with you, and may your days be longer.